I'd always avoided investing in the stock market because it was too confusing and I thought I didn't have enough money. But here's the truth. If you think you can't afford to invest, the truth is you probably can't afford not to invest. Let me explain. Imagine a few years ago you put $5 into a regular savings account with your bank. Back then, that $5 could have bought you 2 dozen eggs. But today, if you withdrew that same $5, you would only be able to buy a dozen eggs. That's because over time, the value of each of our dollars shrinks. That concept is called inflation. And because of inflation, when you park your money in a regular savings account, that money is losing value every day. That's a huge part of the reason why so many of us feel like we're swimming against the current when it comes to our finances. So what can we do to protect our money from losing its value to inflation? Well, the easiest, most accessible and affordable way is to invest your money in the stock market. But what does investing in the stock market actually mean? How can investing your money actually protect it from losing its value? And how do you actually start as a regular person? Those are all questions that I had when I was just getting started, so I'm going to answer them for you in this video. Before we get into it, I do want to say that I am not a financial advisor. I didn't come from a wealthy family. I'm actually a former middle school teacher, and I quit my full-time teaching job a year and a half ago after I was able to scale my first stream of passive income to cover my monthly living expenses. Since then, I've been able to grow multiple different streams of online passive income, and I made this channel so I can share everything I'm learning with you on my journey to financial freedom. So this is not financial advice, and it's important that you make the best decision for you and your unique financial situation. All right, let's talk about investing. So what is investing? So when you invest your money into the stock market, you're buying a little tiny piece of a company or a group of companies. This little tiny piece of the company that you own is known as a share, which is why if you've watched other videos on this topic, you've probably heard financial experts use words like share or shareholder. So the share is the piece of the stock that you own, and as that owner, you are the shareholder. So remember earlier when we talked about that $5 that we put into a savings account? If you take that $5 and you invest it into a stock, that $5 has the potential to actually grow in value over time. And that's because as the business that you invested in actually grows in value, the piece of that business that you own grows in value as well. For every $5 that you invest into the stock market, the value of that $5 could increase by 10% every single year. That means by the time you're ready to withdraw your money has actually grown in value. Whereas if you parked your money in a regular savings account, the value of that money would be shrinking every single year due to inflation. And what's even better than that is that some stocks pay dividends. That means that not only is the value of your share increasing, but since you're a partial owner of a company, that company is going to regularly pay you a portion of their profits on a recurring basis. The exact frequency that you actually get paid dividends varies from company to company. I've got one stock that pays me dividends every single month, and I've got other stocks that pay me dividends every 3 months. So this is completely passive income that you can do whatever you want with. You can withdraw it as cash if you want to spend it. You can reinvest it into more of the same stocks you already own, or you can invest it in different stocks altogether. At this point in my own wealth building journey, I choose to reinvest my dividends back into the stock market because my goal is to be able to eventually grow my dividend income so I can use it to cover some of my living expenses. Now, investing in anything comes with a risk. The value of certain stocks can go up and down depending on how the economy is doing, and it can even be influenced by national and international political events. But certain kinds of stocks are riskier than others. Since I don't come from an affluent background and I really don't have much to fall back on, I'm pretty risk averse, so I generally like to make boring, safer investments. I do this by allocating a large portion of my investment funds into something called ETFs. Unlike a regular stock that's just a singular company, an ETF is a group of companies. Investing in ETFs is considered less risky because you're not putting all your eggs into one basket. One of the most widely talked about ETFs, and one that's highly recommended for beginners to invest in, is called SPY. This SPY ETF includes a basket of stocks which feature the 500 most successful companies in the US. And historically, the average yearly growth of the SPY is 10 to 11%. So even as the value increases and decreases with certain events, generally by the time you withdraw your money, it'll have increased in value by 10 to 11% every single year. Now that you understand what the stock market is and how investing actually works, and you know about SPY, which is a great investment option, before I walk you through the step-by-step of how to actually invest, I'm going to share some more stocks with you that I've personally invested in, and I'll explain why. Even though the SPY includes a bunch of really successful companies, I like to diversify my investments even more by including other types of stocks in my portfolio as well. So I like to spread out my investments so that way I own different stocks and ETFs across different industries. So the first investment on my list is a Vanguard Real Estate ETF, VNQ. This is a dividend paying ETF which pays me quarterly, meaning it pays me every 3 months. The next investment on my list is iShares Gold Trust, IAU. This is an ETF that tracks the price of gold. Now, this particular ETF does not pay dividends, but the reason I've invested in this ETF is because gold is considered a really safe investment. The value of gold tends to increase when there's a recession or an economic downturn, so it's something that I like to have in my portfolio. The next investment on my list is the Healthcare Select Sector SPDR ETF. This ETF comprises of a bunch of US companies in the healthcare industry, so this includes like biotechnology, healthcare equipment, and pharmaceuticals, and this ETF pays dividends on a quarterly basis. And the last investment that I'm going to share with you is actually an individual stock in the energy sector, and that is Chevron, or CVX. So Chevron pays a pretty high quarterly dividend. I've invested in Chevron because I do want some exposure to individual stocks in my portfolio, but it feels a bit safer to choose non-discretionary industries, which are industries that produce things that we absolutely need. And even though Chevron is primarily an oil and gas company, it's also developing renewable energy sources, and I think that could become increasingly valuable as we start to see an economic shift due to climate change. So I've given you some examples of some of my investments across different industries, but I've also got stocks in the financial industry, in the tech industry, and other industries as well. So feel free to drop a comment if you want me to talk more about those investments in a future video. All right, so now you've got some examples of different stocks and ETFs that you can invest in, but how do you actually start investing if you're a beginner and you don't have a ton of money? So first, you'll need to open an investment account. I actually have a few different accounts, but the one that I use the most frequently and the one that I recommend for beginners is Robinhood. This video is not sponsored. This is just what I use, and here's why I recommend it. So first and foremost, with Robinhood, you can invest in fractional shares. So typically when you buy a share of a company, you've got to purchase at least one full share. So if one full share of that company costs hundreds of dollars, then you'll need hundreds of dollars to make that purchase. But if you buy a fractional share, that means you can buy a fraction or a portion of that share. So you don't need hundreds of dollars to make your first investment. You can literally start with $1. The second reason I really like Robinhood, and this one is huge for me, is that they have a mobile app, and the mobile app is really easy to use. So if you want to start investing today, I'm going to drop a link in the description box below this video. You can actually click that link to claim a free stock from Robinhood. They'll let you choose your free gift stock from a bunch of different popular options, and some of those options even include some of the dividend paying stocks that I mentioned earlier. Now, there's a limit to the number of people who can actually claim that free gift stock since I'm using my share with a friend link, so definitely jump on that as soon as possible so you don't miss out. If you want me to make more videos about investing, let me know in the comments. I've been learning a lot about this stuff lately, and I'm happy to share everything I'm learning with you. If you want to learn more about my other streams of passive income and all the ways I make money online, you can click the video that's going to pop up at the end of this one. And don't forget to give this video a like if you found it helpful, and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.